Ciao from Roma! This week we are exploring Rome. It is our first stop on a 3-week trip all around Italy, exploring some of the best cities and iconic sites.
We'll be filled with lots of espresso and gelato, and
Pizza
and pasta, and Aperol spritzes, and all the iconic things that Italy has to offer.
I'm honestly so excited for the gelato. I love gelato.
In this video, we'll be exploring some of the best things to do in Rome and famous landmarks, from the Colosseum and the Roman Forum to the Trevi Fountain in Vatican City, as well as visiting some lesser visited areas and even learning how to make pasta from a local.
Don't forget to hit that subscribe button below to stay up to date on all of our Italy adventures. Our first stop is Villa Borghese, which is a beautiful park in Rome. We're excited to walk around. It's a gorgeous day and we are very much fighting off some jet lag since we landed a few hours ago and have about 1 hour of sleep in our bodies. This park is so beautiful. It has lots of historic buildings that were from the 17th century, is that right?
Yeah.
I love all the trees and green areas. I honestly wish we had gotten a pizza and had a picnic. There's so many people picnicking today. It's like a gorgeous Sunday afternoon. So we've been walking around the park for a little bit, and it's honestly so much bigger than I thought it was.
It feels like Central Park.
Yeah, it's giving like main city park vibes, like Hyde Park, Central Park, all the good parks, but obviously with an Italian flair. It's like a fun architecture and cool old historic buildings throughout the park.
People doing pedal bikes and electric bikes and golf carts.
Yeah, there's a lot of modes of transportation in this park. We don't think we've stumbled upon where you like rent them from, but it is a very active Sunday. There's this cute pond and you can row boats. There's a super long line. We thought about doing it, and then I think we probably get like a specific amount of time and you can go out there and row. It's super cute. I have no idea what these birds are. They look like ducks mixed with swans, mixed with turkeys.
They're very bizarre looking. That is for sure. That's the only thing we do know.
They're all over the pond. It's so funny. So this sign cleared everything up for us. It's €5 for 20 minutes, and then you get to paddle out all over this tiny little pond, and then they call your number back. You see the boat come back, unload, and then reload with other people. It is 5 p.m. on a Sunday, the end of October, and there are so many people here.
Definitely, I don't know, busier than we thought.
I definitely thought at the end of October, beginning of November, there would be like definitely people here, but it is so much busier than I expected. Of course, it's a beautiful Sunday, so we'll see how it changes as the week goes on. So after waking up super early, just after sunrise actually, so right around 7 a.m. to take some pictures of the Colosseum before it gets absolutely insane with crowds, we are now walking around this neighborhood next to it called Monti, and we're going to grab a quick breakfast. But this area is so charming and so cute and has the cutest little streets everywhere you look, and even views of the Colosseum behind me. One thing that's cool is there's a lot of free overlooks into some of these historical sites along the main road that goes to the Colosseum, and they have little informational signs about what you're looking at. And then of course you can also buy tickets to go walk through the historical sites as well. So, tickets for the Colosseum typically include the Forum. For some reason, the ticket that we booked in the tour does not. So we basically have wasted the last 2 hours of our morning going between different lines and being told different things by different ticket offices. And we are now in an insanely long line waiting to get in to the Forum. And we're praying that we have enough time to actually see the Forum before we head to our Colosseum tour in what time?
2.5 hours?
No, I think it's less than that.
Yeah.
An hour. We need to be there. We need to be there in 2 hours for the tour. If you want to go to the Colosseum and the Forum, make sure that your ticket includes both and you get it in advance so you don't have to wait in the queue for hours. Like us. Finally made it inside.
It was quite a lengthy process, but
Yeah, so get your tickets in advance to both sites. That being said, you can easily spend 3 to 4 hours, we've heard in here, walking around. It's a huge area with so much to see. Unfortunately, we're going to try to see it all in about an hour before we head to the Colosseum, but definitely recommend more time than we are giving ourselves. Wow, this arch is super pretty. Seems like they're doing a lot of restoration. We've heard for the Jubilee next year in Rome. I don't know if this is related, but there's lots of scaffolding everywhere. I can confirm that if you get a tour here, it's probably a much more, enlightening experience. There are no signs really. We thought there would be more like a lot of sites you get to go to. They have signs that explain what you're looking at, and we really didn't see any of those. There's only one map at the beginning, and it was very confusing to find our way around and see all the different sites and know which of the sites were what. So definitely recommend a tour here. We thought maybe we could squeeze it in before the Colosseum and do a little bit more of a self-guided experience, but there was no guide. It was just self. We climbed all the way to the top of the Forum so we could see as much as possible in the little amount of time that we have here. There's so much here.
it's been many hours exploring.
Yeah, I wish we had more time. I feel like we're just racing through it, but that's just how the schedule worked this time. After walking around the Colosseum all day at sunset this morning and today,
Finally going inside.
we are so excited for our tour. We booked a guided tour so we could understand kind of what we were seeing, and we were so excited to go in. I feel like this is just one of those landmarks and things to do that's been on everyone's bucket list since forever, at least mine. I don't know about yours, but I'm so excited to check it out and see what the Colosseum looks like inside.
Marble, this is limestone, yeah? Please, I want you to touch it. And not only to touch, look how you put this stone on top of this. It's perfect, no?
Wow, this is so cool. Oh my gosh. We're currently inside the Colosseum in these ruins of what used to be under the stage. And we're currently on a temporary built-up stage so we can see it.
Just trying to imagine a gladiator fight taking place.
Yeah, we've been hearing and learning so much about fights and all that went into it, the production, the animals, and how the gladiators trained, and it was really just a money-making business.
It's capitalism at its finest.
Yes, it's not exactly like the movie. There's a lot more that went into it and a lot more history. There is also a tour that you can tour like the backstage underground, go on the Colosseum floor. This is so cool. I believe this is the angle and the view that the emperor would have sat and enjoyed all the events at the Colosseum. tunnel they used to bring in the larger animals like elephants and giraffes into the stadium for the fights.
Today we are in the Vatican City, which is actually the smallest country in the world. A lot of people think it's a city in Italy, but it's actually its own country, which is kind of cool. We're starting off at the Vatican Museum in the Sistine Chapel.
We're going to make our way over to St. Peter's Basilica and to the famous dome.
Yes, we are so excited to see all these stunning, beautiful, and iconic historical sites.
We've been waiting in line for about 10 minutes. The Vatican hasn't even opened yet. It's more items. It's pretty crazy. I honestly cannot imagine the food stuff with us. Look at this. You see all the speakers.
There is a lot of people queue for eating them on Tuesday.
Almost November. This is quite a production. This is crazy.
So no English, no idea what we're looking at. This museum is huge. It kind of reminds us of the Louvre, but less paintings, more sculptures, and just like wall art. But it's crazy. We literally feel like we have this whole place to ourselves, at least right now, and for the last 30 minutes.
One of the main reasons people go to the Vatican Museum is to see the Sistine Chapel, but unfortunately you aren't allowed to take any photos or videos inside the chapel, so you'll just have to go and visit for yourself to see how incredibly beautiful it is in person.
We found the people. We think that we were literally one of the first few in the museum, so we had it to ourselves.
There's a lot of people here.
Yeah, we've somehow entered the museum again instead of exiting, because this is very confusing and we see so many more people, so definitely recommend the first time slot of the day. After exiting the Vatican Museum, you do have to walk on the exterior of the Vatican for about 20 minutes to St. Peter's Basilica.
It's not connected, so...
It's just not connected, so you gotta walk around. It's as simple as that. We thought maybe you could get in through the other way, because as we mentioned, I feel like everything's very confusing. There's not a lot of signage, not a lot of instructions, so we just have to ask people, constantly ask things and where to go and all of that, but everyone's been very nice and helpful. We were planning on going in to St. Peter's Basilica, but the line is so insane. It goes all the way. What? Oh my god, it goes around the entire rotunda and queues on the other side.
Don't know if we
Oh my god. I feel like I've said this a few times, but I just can't get over how many people are here for November. Basically end of October, beginning of November. And it's a weekday, early in the morning. I mean, it's 9 a.m. and there's no way that you could do this differently than I guess if you didn't go to the Vatican Museum on the same day and didn't go there early to avoid the crowds. So at some point on your day in Rome and the Vatican City, you will be experiencing crowds.
You might have a secret. You think that pregnant women might be able to skip the 4-mile line.
This would be the best news of my life if this is true. Oh my god, we're gonna go see.
Thank you, baby.
Literally, thank you, a baby. I literally just believe. Biggest life hack. Come to Italy pregnant because baby boy just saved us hours of waiting in the hot sun. Wow, this is gorgeous. We just entered St. Peter's Basilica. Oh my gosh. It's gorgeous. Everywhere you look, there's just beautiful details all in the ceiling. Oh, I love European churches.
Huge dome. Makes your neck hurt looking up.
I know. We're talking about how our necks hurt from looking up so much. It is gorgeous. Because of the Jubilee next year, there's a decent amount that they're repairing inside the church. Still beautiful, still so much to see, but there's lots of construction noises happening in the background. This is what I mean by the construction happening. Literally a truck beeping with wood right next to this prayer area. Up here you can see people that are walking the interior of the dome, which was that other multi-hour line after the first multi-hour line. And you do have to pay to go to the top of the dome, but the church is free to visit.
A lot of people at the top of the dome packed up in there.
So I guess you can go to the outside and the inside of the dome. They're all the way at the top of the rotunda. That's cool. That's definitely a super cool thing to do, but I don't know about for the wait. Not for us, but maybe if we didn't have the Vatican Museum this morning, and then we could have gotten here earlier. So after seeing this line again, I seriously cannot believe that pregnant women just get to literally cut the line. This is the craziest thing I've ever heard. I don't know if this is normal, if other places do this. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Tonight we are headed to a beautiful chapel.
We do not know how to pronounce the name, so we'll put it below for reference.
Yes, we have heard that it can get a little busy during the day, so the best time to go is pretty late at night. We're going around 8 p.m. And we shall hopefully have lighter crowds and beautiful views of the church. So we actually learned that you pay for the ceiling to light up, otherwise it's pitch black dark. Oh, it just lit up because somebody just paid. I don't know how that works during the day.
It's just foggy.
So the whole church is filled with beautiful works of art on the ceiling. Obviously it's nighttime, so it's quite dark in here. So this is what it looks like dark. It actually looks a little bit brighter in the camera than it does in real life. And then, oh, there we go. Lights back on. What's crazy to me, and what I don't understand, is colored enough. It's so pretty. And yeah, I think this is just as good as the Sistine Chapel personally. And it was great. This morning we were walking around Rome, visiting some of the iconic sites that we haven't already seen, just naturally walking throughout the city to our other sites that we've been seeing.
We're gonna go to the Pantheon and
The Trevi Fountain and a few other spots, just the great areas to walk around the city. First stop is the Pantheon. You can actually go inside of it. It's not open yet, so we're just admiring. Yeah,
shocker.
It's a more peaceful walk around early, but some of the stuff isn't always open, so it's a pro-con.
Tried to walk up a little closer and got instructed not.
I think they're still setting up for something, so they don't want us in there. There's lots of people walking earlier, but anyways, we may come back later in the day and see what it's all about with millions of other people. We made it to the famous Trevi Fountain, and it's closed. Sadly, it is being restored. Well, I guess it's good it's being restored, but for the Jubilee next year, so it's been drained, and there was a guy working in there. I think they're scrubbing it from top to bottom, which is obviously a bummer. We did read online before we arrived that it was closed like a week ago, I think. But we were hoping that maybe it wasn't true, and that maybe what we read is wrong, and it is very true. It's closed. Oh, sad. No Lizzie McGuire moment for me. At least you can still see the top of it and some of it.
It is unfortunate.
Walking by the Pantheon about 30 minutes later, and there's a really long line, and it looks like it still might not be officially open.
Not sure. Unclear.
So we found this sign with a little bit more information. It looks like it's €5 for adults, and you, similar to a lot of the churches, you have to have your shoulders covered, no food and drink, and then it looks like everyone's kind of waiting in line that may have already got their tickets, or they're waiting in line to purchase them, and then it opens at 9.
We are striking out on fountains being under construction.
This was our backup fountain to see because the Trevi is closed. This one is also closed. And our third backup option is down there, and it is also closed. What's funny is we asked like a local here what's a good other fountain because the Trevi is closed, and they told us these two fountains. Maybe they didn't know that they were closed, but
Well, they were looking at beautiful pictures of what they would look like.
yes, here's what we would be seeing. I guess fountain restoration is really big for the Jubilee next year, so they're all getting restored. In the not preparation for the Jubilee year / probably not even Jubilee because it's gonna be crazy, but this Plaza Navano, is that how you say it?
I believe so.
Is a beautiful area. There's this gorgeous church, lots of just pretty buildings surrounding. There's 3 fountains, all of which are closed. And then like pretty sights that you can see off in the distance. It is not closed. This is the 5th one we've seen. This is the tomb of the unknown soldier at a monument that was built for the first king of Italy. It is extremely extravagant. It's super beautiful. We're just walking around it this morning. This reminds us a lot of the monuments in Washington, D.C., but way cooler, way bigger, and more extravagant.
We are at the cafe at the monument. Have a beautiful view of a lot of the Roman ancient sites. You might sit here and enjoy a cappuccino or something.
Yeah, you can see the Roman Forum, the Colosseum. This honestly is probably one of the best views in all of Rome.
It's free.
Yeah, that's true. Our favorite part.
You gotta pay to go up there.
Caleb got a little cappuccino. How is it?
Delicious.
And
All
look-
coffee's better with a good view.
You can also pay for certain sections of the monument, like they have a museum and they have a viewing platform that you pay this glass like elevator thing up to the roof, and then you have 360 views. But that's 17 euros a person, and we kind of are enjoying the views from down here. And we're about to go to a cooking class, so I think we're just gonna hang out here. But just so you know, that is an option. We are very excited because this afternoon we are doing a pasta making class.
It's 3 hours. They serve wine and cheese board, aka charcuterie, and learn how to make pasta.
And we also get to taste it and eat it. I think we're making 3 different kinds of pasta, if I remember correctly.
Sounds right.
Yeah, but we are so excited. This is definitely something that was like on our bucket list coming to Italy, was learning how to make pasta.
That's good. I'm going to take away.
It's ready.
Yes.
Do it again. Oh my gosh. It falls through. That's so cool.
That's pretty good.
You did a great job, honey.
Good. That's why.
Good job. Fettuccine. Making a new shape. Looks like this. All our pasta, ravioli, fettuccine, and we're getting ready to cook it. And now we're getting to taste all the pasta we made. How is it? Delicious. Which one did you eat first?
The circular ones.
The wine.
So, buon appetito guys! Good job!
Grazie.
So good.
Oh my god.
Because I don't want to hear any excuse. Oh, I'm not practicing. I don't remember the recipe.
What do you think?
It's good.
All these
Strong?
things.
Tastes a lot better than when we had in Greece.
So we just finished our pasta making class and it was
Stuffed
incredible. We had so much pasta
and wine and limoncello.
and desserts, and the instructor was so knowledgeable and sweet and just friendly, and the whole group was just so awesome and fun.
We learned a lot about the tradition and
We actually went an hour over our time, so instead of 3 hours, it was a 4-hour class, but it was so awesome. I highly recommend doing one while you're here in Italy.
If you enjoyed watching, give this video a like and don't forget to hit that subscribe button below so you don't miss out on any of our other Italy adventures.